You got this, Jen.
My name's Jennifer Nicoletti, and I'm from Rochester, New York. I am in my second year of rowing, and I'm honored to be part of ROCCREW. Our group welcomes survivors, men and women of any type of cancer, as well as supporters. My cancer journey is a bit unique, as I'm a 5-time cancer survivor. I'm only this far. My entire adult life has been dealing with this horrible disease in various forms. My first diagnosis was thyroid cancer when I was 20 years old in college. A few years after my surgery, I had a persistent gut feeling that something still wasn't right. And it took me a number of years to find a doctor who would listen to me. Long story short is that I was diagnosed with stage 4 thyroid cancer when I was 30 years old. It had metastasized into my bones, specifically my sacrum. I didn't even know what the sacrum was. My doctor called to tell me that I had dodged a bullet, saying that if this wasn't discovered when it was, that I would be dead within 5 years. I'm eternally grateful to Dr. McClaskey for saving my life. I learned early on that you must be your own advocate and to be persistent. My third cancer diagnosis came 3 years later when I was 33. My fourth diagnosis was when I was 41 and just had my first routine mammogram. After my surgery, I experienced depression for the first time in my life. I recognized that it was temporary, but I didn't know how long it would last. I became involved in making strides against breast cancer with the American Cancer Society and had a very active team for 5 years. That first walk, raising funds for research, was the event that brought me out of my depression. My fifth diagnosis was 2.5 years ago when I was 53, a second breast cancer. I was devastated. I could not believe this was happening and that my life was going to revolve around this horrific disease again. I was really scared, but I'm extremely fortunate to have an amazing husband, family, and a wide circle of friends that held me up with their constant love and support. It was a really rough year. While recuperating from one of my surgeries, I recalled reading some years ago about an oncology rowing group that sounded interesting, but for whatever reason, I didn't pursue it. I wanted to head off another possible episode of depression and thought that now was the time to really challenge myself to do things outside of my comfort zone. I'm a musician. I repair musical instruments for a living. Learning to row is about as far outside my comfort zone as I can think. I reached out to the group and was invited to ride in the launch for the last row of that season, and then was invited to participate in winter workouts. I discovered an amazing, supportive, and wonderful group of ladies who have had similar experiences as me. I went through Learn to Row and joined the group. I have to admit that I had a sort of love-hate relationship with this sport. It was a lot harder than I thought it would be. But I don't shy away from challenges. I have come to love this sport. My teammates are a huge reason for that. I am proud of how far I've come. I'm strong again, mentally, physically, and emotionally. One of my pet peeves is when I hear people complain about getting older. Getting older is a privilege. All of us as cancer survivors realize that each day is a gift. One of my favorite sayings is, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Let us all revel in the present that we're here at this amazing event.